Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo están? Hoy es miércoles. Vamos a continuar con nuestra lección. Hoy vamos a aprender acerca del verbo ir. Vamos a repasar cómo utilizar el verbo ir. So today we're going to work and review the usage of the verb ir, to go. Okay. This is a preliminary lesson, lesson number 8. ¿A dónde van? Using the verb to go. You're going to need this to complete activities 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16 in pages 16 and 17 your online textbook. Okay, so let's begin. As you remember, the verb ir means to go. And the verb ir is always accompanied by the preposition a. Okay? Then after that, you can add whatever places it is that you are heading to, are going. So for example, right here, you have the formula. Ir, or any form of this verb, plus the preposition a. So, for example, here in the sentence, los estudiantes van a la biblioteca. The students are going to the library. Notice how van a works as if you will have going to, are going to. Going would be van, to is a. Los estudiantes van a la biblioteca. So the verb ir is pretty much married to the preposition a. Okay, they will always be together, even if the verb itself changes its form, like it's the case in every single tense. In the present, you say yo voy. In the past, yo fui. In the perfect, yo iba a. In the future, yo iré a. So, whatever tense they are, this verb is presented, it will always be accompanied by a, the preposition a. So these are the forms. Yo voy, don't forget to put a after. Tú vas a. Usted va a. Él va a. Ella va a. Nosotros, in the plural side, vamos a. Vosotros vais. Ustedes van, ellos, ellas, ellos y ellas van. But don't forget, always include a right after the verb, okay? It's imperative that you do that. Okay, so now that we review the verb to go, by the way, you do not say yo ir a. Okay, you will always have it like this. The only time that you have the verb ir in its infinitive form, its regular form, is when it's the second verb. Because remember, if you have two verbs in one sentence, the first verb gets conjugated, gets changed. And what happens to the second verb in that sentence? Nothing. Nothing happens. It stays the same way. The way it was born, okay, in its original form. So that's the only time you will see the verb ir, when it's the second verb in a sentence, okay? El horario de Lisa. Estas oraciones son falsas. Mira el horario de Lisa y di lo que es cierto. These sentences are false, all of them. Look at this agenda and the itinerary, Lisa's itinerary, and specify what is true and what's false. For example, Elisa va al gimnasio el viernes. Elisa va al gimnasio el jueves. Let's see if Elisa va al gimnasio el viernes. Elisa va al gimnasio, no. A las 7 va al teatro. Va al teatro. That's false, right? So what is the correct one? We have to correct it. Elisa va al gimnasio el jueves a las 10. See that? 10 a.m. Gimnasio con mi clase. Muy bien. Elisa va al café el sábado. Sábado. A las 11 estadio partido de fútbol. A las 8 p.m. cine con Eva. No, es incorrecto. Elisa va al café el lunes. No. El martes. No. El miércoles. Tampoco. El jueves. Sí. Elisa va al café Cordosa el jueves. Okay. So you do that. You click on this and it will give you the options to either type it or select. Okay, I think type it. So you type the correct sentence right here and make sure that you start with, so you say Elisa with capital, va al café, no café, no café tampoco, es café, con acento en la E, with an accent on the E. El jueves, ¿no? ¿Ese es el jueves? Sí, el jueves. Period. El jueves. Okay, so that's what you have to do here. Va al café el jueves. Okay, so you do that for each one of them and don't forget to click submit and it will get to me. Okay, vamos a continuar entonces con la próxima. La próxima actividad es actividad 13, es activity 13, los sábados. Saturdays. What do you do on Saturdays? Okay, so right here you gotta do is complete with the correct form of the verb ir. Completa el párrafo. Párrafo is paragraph. Párrafo, notice is a cognate similar to Spanish and English, con la forma correcta del verbo ir. Okay. Todos los sábados, mi familia y yo, and then you're here, you have to put the correct form of the verb, right? What would it be? Mi familia y yo. Notice that a lot of people make the mistake to write voy, but that's incorrect because you're including here in the sentence my family and I. So that makes us, right? So it would be from in the nosotros form. So what would be the nosotros form of the verb ir? Don't forget, what is it? Exactly. Vamos. Nosotros vamos. Mi familia y yo vamos a, notice the preposition a is there, a la casa de mis tíos. Every Saturday, my family and I go to my uncle's house. Después, yo a la piscina. That's easy, right? What is the correct form of the verb ir in the yo form? You have this. Correct. Yo voy a la piscina. So you got the idea, right? So what you do here, you actually have to type the entire paragraph. I suspected for you to do that. So what are you going to do here? You're going to retype. Okay. Todos los accent on the A, sábados, comma, mi familia y yo vamos a la casa de mis tíos. Tíos tiene acento en la I. Accent on the I. Period. And then you do the next one and so on and so forth. You make sure that you put the correct form of the verb, and then when you're done, you submit it. Okay? So that is that for that activity. Okay, so activity 14, what is it that you have to do? You're going to ask each one of these persons, you guys are going to create a mini conversation, okay? Dices, pregúntale a tu compañero a dónde van las personas. Contesta según las fotos. Ask each other where the people go. Answer based on the photo. So what I want to ask you to do, guys, is to create a mini conversation asking someone where they're going. Obviously, you have the clue because the pictures are your clue. So this is the Centro Movico, which was a cine in Ybor City. Okay. So they give you the subject right here, Los Señores Álvarez. Okay, you can see here, Los Señores Álvarez will be subject, right? So you're going to ask, ¿a dónde van? Right? ¿A dónde van los señores Álvarez? And then the answer, because you have the picture right here, will be ellos. So you're going to replace señores Álvarez, los señores Álvarez right here. And you're going to put ellos. You're going to use the pronoun that goes with the name of the subject. Ellos van, and don't forget, a. And if you have al cine together, ellos van al cine. So I'm going to do that with you guys, okay? El señor Copa. What is that? What does it look like? Oh, it says teatro. ¿Sí? Teatro de la comedia. Then you're going to say el señor Copa, right? It's one person, so you say ¿a dónde? ¿A dónde? And you're not going to say van because it's only one person. Instead of van, you are going to say ¿a dónde va el señor Copa? And the answer to that would be you're not going to say ellos because it's only one. So if you only have one person and it's masculine, you're going to say él va a, and whatever it is that he's going. Él va al teatro de la comedia. Okay? So that's what you're going to do with this activity. I know that this is our speaking activity, an audio and recording activity. So what I like you guys to do is to, on a piece of paper, write down this answer so we can actually participate in class. The Zoomers are going to ask the kids here in class, and the kids in class are going to ask the Zoomers the questions, okay? So that's how we are going to do this activity. All right, let's go to activity 15. This activity 15 is self-explanatory. It's a little bit of a conversation as well. Okay, so in this question, you're going to ask each other, where do you go for this type of activities? For example, right here, the model, they give you the verb, right, which is estudiar. So you're going to ask, ¿a dónde vas para estudiar? So you're going to use a form of the verb ir in the to form. ¿A dónde vas? ¿A dónde vas para estudiar? And the other person is going to say, voy a la biblioteca, or whatever it is that you go to study, okay? You can say, voy a mi casa, okay? So right here, you have nadar first, okay? So the first question will be, ¿a dónde vas a nadar? Notice that the verb right here, ¿a dónde vas a nadar, doesn't change because the first verb is the verb ir. The rule is, if you have two verbs in one sentence, the first one, you change it, conjugate it, and the second one, you leave it the way it is, okay? ¿A dónde vas para nadar? Yo voy a la piscina, right? And then you do that for each one of those, okay? So you click here on the question, and right there in the queue will give you the opportunity to answer all those questions. Again, you are going to write on a piece of paper so we can actually have that activity here in class, okay? And finally, the last activity that you are doing is you're going to do activity 16, and you're going to complete it by writing 8 sentences explain what time you typically go to various places, okay? For example, a las 8 de la mañana voy a la escuela, okay? So that's what you're going to do, and I will talk to you guys in a little bit, okay? I'll see you in class. Bye-bye.